Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, we're back with this simmering battle between the lead pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Adeboye, and Mallam Buhari, the purported president of Nigeria. So Adeboye came out recently to criticize the Buhari regime and lean the country towards restructuring, saying that this is the only panacea to the myriad of problems that the country is contending with. So Adeboye said that, Pastor Adeboye said that, and of course Mallam Buhari, we all know, was never going to let that go. So Buhari responds, as guys, I bring you this: presidency wants Adeboye others over comment on Nigeria. So this is a government, of course, that brooks no criticism. It doesn't want any dissenting voices, and it doesn't want any voice that runs contrary to what is going on in the country, or at least the way the country is being run by them. Again, the headline: presidency wants Adeboye others over comments on Nigeria. So now let's now see what clap back the Buhari regime is pointing in the direction of Adeboye. The presidency has warned Nigerians, asking President Muhammadu Buhari to take certain actions in order to avoid the country's breakup. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Enoch Adeboye, had at the weekend said it was time Nigeria was restructured or allowed to break up. The view expressed by the cleric has been a recurring one, as many other Nigerians had similar submissions. But apparently responding to those views in a statement on Sunday, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, said Buhari will not be moved by the recurring threat to the corporate existence of the country, with factions giving specific timelines for the president to do one thing or another, or else, in their language, the country will break up. Shehu's statement read in detail: this is to warn that such unpatriotic outbursts are both unhelpful and unwarranted, as this government will not succumb to threats and take any action out of pressure at a time when the nation's full attention is needed to deal with the security challenges facing it at the time of C-19 health crisis. Repeat, this administration will not take any decision against the interest of 200 million Nigerians, who are the president's first responsibility under the constitution. The country, under its present configuration, is unworkable. It has failed. Everybody knows that it has failed, and the failure is now more marked than ever under this Buhari regime, which is weighted exclusively towards his own people and his own religion, and woe betide and you be damned to the rest of the country. So this is the structure that Buhari runs. And I mean, I don't have to recount what is going on in Nigeria to you guys, because you all listen to the news and you all follow through. You all have relatives, and some of you even live there. So you all know what is going on with the Fulani herdsmen now taking over all of the major highways in the southwest. You can't travel from Lagos to Ondo without the fear of Fulani herdsmen. So that fear has now been instilled and installed in the hearts and minds of the Yoruba race in their own region, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing. In all of the times that I've been reading narratives and hearing narratives of these Fulani herdsmen, not once have I ever heard of one being caught and prosecuted and being made to face the law and pay for the crime that he has committed. So these people, of course, and by the way, just I seem to be interjecting and interrupting myself, but really I'm going with the flow of thought. So by the way, this is a country that purports to have a security structure. This is a country that purports to have a policing system and all sorts of paramilitary system and all sorts of security apparatus. So this Fulani herdsmen issue has been something that's been recurring and has escalated since 2015, and it's almost on a weekly, certainly if not a daily basis, that an incident occurs. So how can this thing be happening brazenly and openly, and we claim to have like a a security structure with policing and and detectives and military and whatnot, paramilitary. I don't know. There are so many structures for security in Nigeria. You lose count. So all of these structures, none of them can once catch one of these people and then through that person that they have caught, then trace back to the source of this thing. So this is something that goes on and on. But then, of course, they are not required to catch these people, because these people are, of course, carrying out the will of their masters. You have to remember that Mallam Buhari, the supposed president of Nigeria, a bit of background, so you are up on board, up to speed with what is going on, at least according to, from my own perspective, at least. So you see a lot of these churches and religious bodies, etc. They are registered as charities. Usually globally, that's the convention, and Nigeria is no different. So a church will be registered as a charity. So what does this mean? If they are registered as a charity, one, they are not required to pay tax, and two, their accounts are not really audited in the way that a corporate account is audited. So it's like a free goal, it's like an open goal, really. So they collect all of these monies, and you cannot really ask the church where the money that they are depositing in their account is coming from, because of course they will just tell you that it's from donations from the congregation. So a lot of these churches now, they are used as conduit for funneling illicit money, bribery and corruption money, ill-gotten gains, etc. A lot of these churches are actually used as as a money laundering vehicle to launder ill-gotten illicit money and to give it legitimacy. A lot of that goes on within the churches. I'm not saying this goes on within RCCG, but it goes on within the churches. So this is what that CAMA law is looking to address, and of course underpinning that is an attack, of course, against, of course, that Mallam Buhari is on a religious agenda within the Nigerian space. So all of that is packaged in that CAMA law that has just been passed. I think he's had the second reading, hasn't he, in the Senate. I think it's now actually been passed to law. So that is an attack on the churches, and now Pastor Adeboye is piping up now to speak to the state of the nation. So this is something that he has never done before. He didn't do it under Goodluck Jonathan. He didn't really do it under. He never really does it. He will just say, God will guide us through. I believe in the country. This is what all he ever says. But now he's now having a more marked and more potent and more defined political position, and that political position, of course, is leaning towards restructuring, which is, of course, the breakup of the country. So I am of the thought, and it's just one of the many thoughts that I have around this matter, that this now is a pushback against that law of Buhari wanting to probe his accounts with this new law. Conversations in the comment section. The bishop and the Malami, an intriguing battle, is the same divide, the two religions in locked horns again, but then in the Nigerian space. Who wins out, and how do you think this is going to play out? Come share thought. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, come join me then in the comment section. The bishop versus the Malami. This is the two sides, but how do you see it panning out? So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.